Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Atlanta, Georgia, where Freddie Falcon soars from the rafters inside the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. On the visitor's sideline, their head coach. His guys ready to get this one going. On the other side, Falcons head coach Raheem Morris. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And off we go on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a glance here at the southpaw, who will be calling the plays under center.
And he went from being the surprise pick of the first round to the full-time starter late in the season. And now he has a chance to take this team to new heights starting in 2025. Really was impressed with him down the stretch. Going head-to-head with Jaden Daniels in a huge game. Now he could be their franchise quarterback for the next 10 years.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Penix. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13.
At the Buccaneers' 46-yard line.
Now Penix. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Falcons, first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Yaya Diaby got in there behind the line and dropped him for a loss on the play. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. A quick throw there is incomplete. Darnell Mooney the target there. And it's 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Parker Washington, 36 yards. And the Falcons are on the board here first in the season opener. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native at quarterback. It's Baker Mayfield.
And what a career resurgence for Baker Mayfield. He went from being a discarded starter to a Pro Bowl quarterback. And he's coming off a year where he set career highs in passing yards, touchdowns, and completion percentage. But best of all, the ultimate leader for his ball club.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. He'll find his rookie wideout from Ohio State here. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Emeka Egbuka. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Bucs are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
And I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Third down at 6. Here's Penix. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Irving is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing, Mayfield. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal. A loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd. Mayfield to throw it. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Bucks have taken the lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack in the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Hey, Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. To the air, Penix. And he'll get it right back to Washington. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Penix. Caught by London. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 46-yard line.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
It's just so unusual to see a loss of yardage on a quarterback sneak play. Give a lot of credit to the defensive front. They weren't permitting anything.
Yeah, from the naked eye, they only needed 2 or 3 inches there.
Yeah, and how do you go from needing 2 or 3 inches to losing yardage?
They'll go for it. Here's Penix. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So the fourth down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Second and inches at the 26-yard line.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 26 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from evening this one up. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
A gain of 13 yards. And a Buccaneer first down.
Now Mayfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Here's Mayfield. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Mayfield now. This is White on the screen. Still going inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
At the 11-yard line.
And again, it's Mayfield. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jalen Walker. That is one that he will remember. His first career sack in his first career game in the National Football League. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To the left side, he gets this one to Ibuka. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. And that last throw is going to keep him climbing that all-time passing yards leaderboard as he crosses the 25,000-yard mark now for his career.
He just recently passed Bart Starr. Next up for him, Bob Greasy. That's 2 Hall of Famers, 2 Super Bowl winners, multiple Super Bowl winners. So he's getting up with the legends now. Congratulations.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. This is caught. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a... And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Cade Otton, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. McLaughlin for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Cade Otton capped things off with a touchdown grab. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. 1:53 remaining in this first half of play. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Robinson on a give right side. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot and try.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now 3rd down and very long. And the tight end goes in motion left. And looking to throw, Penix. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass. Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Mayfield looks to throw. Here's White. They set up the screen. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Complete to Rashad White. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Mayfield. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's White. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Third and 2. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that one drops down incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down. Back to throw again. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Here's White. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
Second and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Cade Otton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bucs will extend their lead here just before halftime. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And Cade Otton capped things off with a touchdown grab. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take it. And that should do it for half number one. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our trip through the NFL starts now. We begin with the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, at home to take on the Cowboys in the NFC East. And it's the man, Saquon Barkley. From there, it's down to the Big Easy in New Orleans. We'll check in on the Saints as they play host to the Arizona Cardinals. And it's Alvin Kamara. Spots an opening, capitalizes on it, 15 yards for the touchdown. The Saints give Kellen Moore his first win as head coach. They get the job done here. One more to tell you about. We go to Jacksonville, the Jags taking on the Carolina Panthers. And this is Xavier Leggett. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
At the 20-yard line.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. There's a short one taken in by Otten. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
17 yards. Complete to King. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to throw now on first down. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Once again, it's Irving. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Throwing, Mayfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. They need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them. I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now Pennick's going to hold on to it. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the second time. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
This is 2nd and 8. Mayfield to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
2nd and 5. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive. Line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw here. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
1st down, here's White. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're bringing us about right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game, and I don't see why that trend would change now.
180!
On 2nd down and 4, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Second and goal at the 8-yard line.
From the gun, Mayfield. Touchdown! Mike Evans. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Buccaneers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Falcons take over first and 10.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Let's go now.
They'll throw with Penix. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Penix. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
They are going for it. Penix completes a Mooney on the slam. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And the Falcons, first down. 1st and 10.
Here's Penix. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10.
At the 40-yard line.
To throw again is Penix. To the right side and complete to Washington. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack and to stop him short of the first. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. On the bootleg, it's Penix. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And this one caught downfield by Evans. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 47 yards.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
20.
White is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
180. Scott.
They'll run with Irving. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
He'll try again. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bucky Irving, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. McLaughlin for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Looking to throw Penix. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Hook up a 15 yards there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Penix going to sneak it. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Yeah, I think he was able to lean forward a little bit, but he did not get the 1st down. So that's a very disappointing play as it's going to bring up 4th and very short.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
70 Timberwolves.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 62 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 bucks. Let's go.
And he's going to use his legs here. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Coming in to put a lick on it was Levante David.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And down he goes. They sack it back right around the 41-yard line. Third down. Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. To the air, Penix. Back to the sideline, and it's intercepted. And the Buccaneers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Here's Riley Dixon now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll run this one right with Robinson. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
It's 4th down.
They'll go for it. Here's Penix. Looking deep here from Mooney. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is taken in at the 5. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 45 yards. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now Mayfield. This will be incomplete. Dream chance for... D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because
so add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Bucs, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.